Welcome to the Advertising Forum. This is episode 1 of our Open Garden series, sponsored by AI Digital.
With us today is Mary Gabrielyan, CSO at AI Digital. She's here to discuss how openness functions as both a leadership philosophy and a business strategy works. Mary, I'm excited to have you here. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Okay, so we are leading into this 4-part series. We're talking all about open gardens and what that means. But I wanted to ask you, as the start of our series, why did AI Digital lean into open garden philosophy rather than a tightly controlled ecosystem?
So you're probably seeing all the fragmentation that is happening right now, like with the rise of retail media networks, travel media networks. There are banks launching their own DSPs. OpenAI announced about their advertising, which is another layer of sophistication of a tortured ecosystem, which is basically sliced and diced. And it is getting worse and worse, literally daily. And that is very chaotic. Every marketer, every media buyer, every specialist feels that. It is almost tangible. It's so bad. So we at AI Digital, having the best interest of our clients in mind, we are big believers that at the cornerstone, we should have strategy and business outcomes versus platforms, margins, and their gains. And that's why we adopted this Open Garden framework, which is the underlying philosophy about everything we do. So by following this paradigm, we're able to provide the best-in-class technology to our clients, depending on their business goals and outcomes they want to achieve, versus following blindly the dependencies and contractual restrictions of the platforms that are usually forced in some of our players in the landscape. So it is
nearly suffocating.
Yeah, it is basically defining everything we do. We are vendor neutral. We're DSP agnostic, SSP agnostic. We're AI native company from day one, where it's not a coincidence that we're called AI Digital. Even LLM model wise, we are agnostic. So we use it all.
I love that. And I agree. The fragmentation is a lot. As someone with a strategic mindset, as a leader at the company leading a really big team, I didn't realize it was nearly 100 people. How does this openness really shape the way you evaluate partners and how you evaluate platforms in the market?
Yeah, so with a diverse portfolio of all the vendors and partners comes discipline. Like, we really need to be very disciplined. We really need to make sure that the vendors we're choosing are honest, that they are ready to collaborate with us and like build partnerships versus just provide service and like hide everything under the black box. We're big believers in holistic attribution and measurement. So they need to be ready to contribute to that. So other than that, I would also mention another very important thing, which is the team readiness. Every time we add a new vendor, we need to invest a lot of time and effort and money to prepare our team, our specialists, our ops strategists to make sure that they are familiar with all the capabilities we are adding on. So it is like the whole team constantly undergoes trainings to be on top of all the new emerging tool stack that we are adding.
I love that. The training is important. The education is important. But how are you using this flexibility to create leverage with some of your clients?
So the most important thing, and I feel like the thing that our clients love the most, is that very quick, seamless budget allocation that we're kind of allowed to do, because we don't have any restrictions. We don't have like dependencies or contractual stuff going on with some platforms that we are using. So the day it stops serving our clients' needs, like, we react immediately and we reallocate budgets. We truly optimize without having all the other, I would say, political constraints around that. So it is really freeing. Like, media buyer paired with AI technology, they are truly doing optimization, and our clients appreciate that, and our results speak for themselves, because our clients' retention rate is ridiculously high. It's so high, I'm almost ashamed to pronounce it. Then, of course, the measurement. We are able to provide, like, it is the hardest part to do. It is the biggest challenge that really works tirelessly on it, because when you have that open ecosystem and open philosophy, you have so many vendors and so many technologies, and you need like a unified measurement approach. Of course, every platform is going to force their own way of measuring things, but that holistic view of, okay, what is contributing to my business outcomes? What is going to happen when we remove this channel? Like, can we do simulations, etc.? So the measurement and attribution part is another thing our clients really appreciate with Open Garden framework, because they are able to see the whole picture as much as it's possible to see with the current technology and investments that we are doing. And the third one, which is my favorite point, not clients, is negotiation power. When we are negotiating with potential vendors, we are able to walk away from things that we don't like. We are able to say, okay, if you are not ready to provide this to us, then we're going to another vendor. So that is really helping us to be independent, to be unbiased when we're selecting data partners, when we're selecting measurement partners, or when we're selecting just inventory sources.
There's certainly something to be said of being in control and being open, where you don't have a political stake in this. And that's where, like, what I'm picking up on. So in a fragmented market, how do you think about optionality as a strategic advantage rather than just complexity?
I am not going to conceal it. The whole fragmentation is chaotic. It's hard. It's complex. Like an Open Garden framework, it's not an easy lift. If it was easy, everyone will be doing that. Like, people fall into all these contracts and dependencies for a reason. But it is the only way that allows you to control that chaos and to somehow manage that complexity for your advantage and for your client's advantage. And that I feel like that is the biggest strategic advantage you are getting. Because yes, it is going to be a heavy lift on your team, on your investment, on your investment in vendor relationship and all of that. But that is the advantage that puts business outcome at the center versus platform bias at the center. And what I like to say to my team is that this is how your fragmentation becomes your portfolio and not your mess. It's just a portfolio that you are managing. Yes, it's chaotic, but you are in control, versus with other scenarios, you are just a small part of this whole chaos that evolves without your interference.
It's essentially a trade-off because you're offering diversification, is how I see it.
Yes, exactly.
How has that mindset actually influenced how AI Digital grows, how you hire, how you invest? Before we even started talking, you were telling ATG and I the fact that you alone have 100 people on your team. There are several hundred people at your company. You guys are growing fast. So we'd love just to hear about how this mindset has influenced all of this evolution and change.
Yes, the fact that we're growing so fast is almost surreal for me.
Congrats.
3 years ago, when I just started here, I had a team of 6. And I cannot comprehend that now we are 100. It's fascinating. And like in other teams, this rate of growth is even bigger. So that makes me so happy. And how do we invest and hire people? Most importantly, and the thing that I like about our hiring, and it also it has this Open Garden paradigm at its core. Again, we don't like hiring platform specialists only. We really like hiring people who understand how landscape works, who are familiar with cross-channel stuff, and who have hands-on experience in multiple areas of programmatic, let's say, starting from supply, ending with, okay, this is this data partner, and this is how they are collecting data, especially for the senior layer. We do want to hire media strategists, media architects, versus just platform specialists. It doesn't mean that we don't have platform specific specialists. We have an amazing performance team. We have a great media optimization team, and they are we have very niche specialists as well. but that leadership and like strategic layer of the workforce at AI Digital is they have cross-channel expertise. And that is one of the advantages. That's one of the points of views that really differentiates us, because we invest in talent, we grow talent, and
hence the open garden.
Yes, we like people who understand what that open garden means.
So the final question, Mary, looking ahead, what structural shifts actually need to happen for an open advertising ecosystem to truly work at the scale that many of us want it to operate at?
It's funny that you're asking this, because this is one of the questions actually that we love to fantasize about.
No way. Cool.
Yes, because like we all probably remember the programmatic promise back many years ago, when it was like, okay, there is an open web and everyone is going to be happy because everyone is going to exchange all the information together, and now Amazon will never share its information with anyone and its data with anyone. Just imagine a world where Amazon shares all its data with Google. Never happening. However, do I believe that is going to happen? Probably not. What should happen to make sure this is something that is going to manifest itself and manifest the programmatic's initial promise is probably like all the vendors, all the platforms need to come together, and they need to decide on measurement neutrality. They need to decide, okay, this is how all of us are going to measure, and this is how we are going to report. And it's like the same unified way, without any different attribution windows, identity gaps, without any like, okay, I'm taking this signal, you are not taking this signal, etc. Is it going to happen? Probably not, but we are fantasizing here. Second is probably data portability. The example that I just gave, Amazon sharing data with Google, and all the vendors, just imagine all the data partners, all the vendors sharing and exchanging that. That is their biggest asset. They are really clinging on that, and they're not going to give that up, because that is literally what generates them revenue. So will that happen? Probably no. If that happens, yes, we have a chance. We have a chance to see open garden manifested and walls getting low and very thin and almost not there.
Let's manifest that open garden, yes. Mary. So we appreciate you hopping on. This has been an awesome episode. This is going to be an amazing series. Again, this is episode 1 of our Open Garden series, sponsored by AI Digital. And we are excited for episodes 2, 3, and 4. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you so much, Jeremy and ATG, for having me.